All right, hello YouTube, and welcome back to the Grease Comics YouTube channel. Today's video, we're going to be continuing 25 Days of Winds of Winter, and we will be continuing with House Frey. Now, I've touched about House Frey a little bit in past videos, notably the Edmure and Blackfish one, but I actually didn't really do a Lady Stoneheart video, so we're going to do like a Lady Stoneheart and Frey's video, because I think they're both very intertwined. Whereas Lady Stoneheart's character has been very much focused on getting revenge on the Freys and people that were involved at the Red Wedding. So let's go ahead and go through where I think these are going to go. And more importantly, will House Frey become extinct? But before we get into the video, if you guys like to like, subscribe, and comment, please do. It helps channel grow to people that might like this content as well. And let's get into the video. So let's kind of set the stage a little bit. So as of right now, we have that there's going to be this Frey wedding. And we've kind of seen that the Freys keep losing people. And also, we're kind of headed to maybe a Frey civil war? Possibly. There's been a lot of winks at it from George, I feel like, in the writing, and we've seen a lot of the infighting. But the question will be, will there be a chance for there to even be a civil war? Or will Lady Stoneheart actually take them out before that ever happens? I'm not sure, because here's an interesting thing we also have to think about with House Frey. Edmure, who I predict is going to be alive and the ruler of the Riverlands by the end of the story, will he let the Freys even have control of the twins in general? And I don't know. I don't know. So let's take a look. I think that Lady Stoneheart's main plot is going towards this revenge red wedding, and it builds to this idea that I think Walder Frey is dead. There's no way he's going to be in power after the next book. I think a majority of the Freys get killed off at this wedding because, again, a lot of them are going to be there. And I think the big idea here is that even any of the ones that do survive this revenge red wedding, I don't think they're going to have a claim to the twins. Because Edmure has been, again, a prisoner of the Freys for how long? They butchered people in his family, his sister notably. And so let's think about this as well. If the twins is going to stay by the Freys, the way I will see it is that Rosalind Frey, any children that her and Edmure have, will be the ones that inherit the twins. So I think what we'll see is we'll see a whole new line by the twins. I think somebody more or less could be a Castellan for the twins until Edmure's kids come of age. So we'll have one kid that will come to rule the Riverrun and the Riverlands as a whole. And then their other kid, I think, will basically be the person that will be in charge of the twins. I think that makes a lot of sense. Just based upon the fact that, yes, you still keep it as a Frey line, but just through Rosalind. And two, it still keeps it in the family, which is another huge aspect. It actually gives the Tullys a lot of power. And I think that's the move that you would do. And then you could also kind of unite other houses within the Riverlands with whoever, if you have a male or a female claimant that goes to rule over the twins. You could do a lot of things with the twins when the Freys were gone. Now, again, I don't know if all of the Freys will be killed off. I don't think so. I think Rosalind may want to keep some of them maybe. But it just depends who survives the Revenge Red Wedding. Outside of that, I don't know how much more there is to talk about the Freys. I don't think there's going to be this huge civil war just based upon the fact that I think a lot of people are going to die to Lady Stoneheart and her band. So the question then becomes, who do the twins go to? And I kind of talked about that already. But I could very well see that going to just another one of Rosalind and Edmure's kids while having somebody kind of rule over. And we've talked about this before with someone like Jon and Rickon, where I can very much see Jon ruling the North in Rickon's name until he comes of age. Now, maybe that doesn't happen because Rickon is kind of a wild kid. You don't want him ruling the North. That's the general idea. But let me know what you guys think about House Frey. I know this is a pretty short video, but there's just not a ton to talk about with the Freys. Lady Stoneheart, on the other hand, though, I think after she completes this Revenge Red Wedding, I think she'll be killed by her daughter, Arya. So Arya, to me, it would make sense for her to be in the Riverlands at this point. It's the main central hub of Westeros. She could be in this area for multiple reasons, whether she's going to try and kill Cersei, whether she's trying to go north to help avenge her family, whether she's here to try and kill the Freys as well. I think she runs into her mother, sees what she's become, and I think this is kind of her big lesson. Where in the show, it was the Hound kind of telling Arya that she needs to not go down this path of revenge and anger and all these things and violence. And I think that's what she's going to get from Lady Stoneheart. And that's not going to be a speech, I don't think, to Arya or anything, but I think it's going to be Arya just visually seeing what her mother has become, and it will change her. And I think she will give the mother's Mercy, because Catelyn is her mother. She went by the name of Mercy in one of her chapters. I think it adds up. It'd be pretty cool foreshadowing. And that's how I think Lady Stoneheart also goes out. And I think that her main arc is going to be really, her arc is going to be very impactful to not only the rulership of other villains, but I think her main importance of the story will be Arya's story. It'll be impacting another character outside of getting the Tullys back into power. But let me know what you guys think about Lady Stoneheart and the Freys. Again, a very short video. Sorry if you guys want a longer video on this topic. I just didn't feel like there was a lot to really talk about here. But I did want to talk about them to some degree because they are a major aspect going into Winds of Winter. But thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.